Okay, now we're going to start the anatomy section of my bear. And we're going to start out by watching the shot, the kill shot over again. As you saw when he went in slow motion, as you will see, there was a large amount of blood coming out his nose. So the question obviously is that, what was the cause or the source of that blood that was coming out his nose? Because all of this is important to set the stage when we get into the anatomy, because this whole thing on the Anatomy Hunter has started. You shoot an animal and you can't find it, you don't know what happens. It starts with the shot. And then if you're fortunate enough to have a video camera, you can watch the shot. But many, many, many times animals are shot on video, you think you got them, they go there, they don't find them, it doesn't seem to make sense. Okay, next let's take a look at some of the evidence that we found as we started doing his blood trail. First thing I want you to notice is we show a leaf that's covered with blood, and you'll see many, many small air bubbles. And you'll notice that the color of the blood is bright red. Now, that is indicative of what do you think? And if it is what you think, I think, the blood is generally considered, when you hit that organ, pink. And I'm amazed at the color of blood. Sometimes I think I'm colorblind. But if you see what I hit and where it came from, you'll notice how red that blood is, which is quite typical of that organ, okay? Now, the other thing I want you to notice is there's blood in both his mouth and in his nose, okay? Because what we're doing is we're trying to reenact not a crime scene, but we're like a crime scene. We're trying to reenact and get some facts to give us some evidence for us to get understanding, okay? The other thing, if you notice, we took a stick and we put it in the entrance hole. So now we can see where the entrance hole is. We flipped them over and we did the same thing in the exit hole. And this is all the stuff that I'm wanting you, when you send me film, I'm wanting you to film the kill shot. And then the next thing is to put a stick in where the arrow went in and where it came out. Now, here's something that's interesting to me. If you rewatch the video of where the arrow hit him versus where the hole in the carcass is, to my eyes, I got 69-year-old eyes now, it looks to me that the hole in the carcass with the stick in it is about 3-4 inches back farther than it is when I actually shot him on video. Very interesting. So this is some clues. We're gonna then go down the road and we're gonna go to the next step. Okay, the next thing I did is we took the meat off the ribs, but we left the little square of meat where the broadhead went through attached to the ribs. So I went in there and I looked on the inside and I found the hole in the lungs. Yes, it was a double lung shot. So I found the hole in the lungs and tried to line it up with the hole in the ribs where they went in there. They didn't line up. Why didn't they line up? Because two reasons. One, they're dead. And number two, the lungs shrink. They lose all their air when they're dead. So now, after that, what we ended up doing is we tried to inflate the lungs so then we could align them up with the ribs perfectly. But what had happened is I actually hit the bear in its windpipe or its trachea. So when we pumped the air into the trachea, into his lungs, it just leaked right out. So I didn't have a chance to do that. In the last two bears that I've shot, I've ended up having that problem, okay? So then the next thing we did is I took a black Sharpie and I took where the heart was in the cavity and I drew a line with the Sharpie on the heart. And so I could see that literally that line in the Sharpie in the middle of the heart lined up perfectly with the 7th rib. Now, here's some observations. I studied these things in exact detail, but there is a problem, and the problem is real obvious. I'm studying something that is dead and is not alive. So that means the ribs with the muscles taken off are all limp. When they're alive, there's life into them and where they move. Same thing with the lungs, with the diaphragm, with breathing, things are different. So what I need, and this goes back to my commercial on why I need 1,000 kills on video, is the perfect thing. Let's say you want to know where the perfect heart shot is. I need a perfectly shot bear through the heart. So I could put the arrow in the entrance hole, run it through the hole in the heart, and have it come out the exit hole. That way, there's absolutely no arguing where that was at when that animal is alive. And that's the whole deal in the Perfect Kill Shot documentation project. So Now we're gonna go to the next step. We're gonna conclude the anatomy section in a little different way. I'm gonna show you the ending before the end. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna show you a recap of where the bear was shot and then exactly put a dot exactly where I should have shot it. Where I did shoot it was what we call the fire hydrant shot, which what that is it's the blood vessels on top of the heart so the heart can still pump, but the pipes are hit and the blood flows very fast and it's a very quick kill. The other place where I'm going to show you where I should have shot is the perfect kill shot, which is the spot that gives you the largest target possible on the animal where you still kill the animal. And that's about 3 inches back from where I actually hit. Then at the very end, I'm going to give you some bonus footage for you to watch if you want to watch it. And it's me examining the bear unedited. And there's a lot of anatomy information there that you will have if you watch it that you won't be able to find out anyplace else in the world. It's a little boring? Yeah, it will be for some. But if you're a serious hunter, I believe it behooves you to watch this because I think you'll be glad that you did.
I smoked him.
I'm sure if you follow me on the Anatomy Hunter, you share my passion about wanting hunters to be able to kill more deer and wound less. For you to be able to help me, you could send me your videos to theanatomyhunter.org and you'll find a place that'll say perfect the shot and all the instructions are there. Thank you very much.